No, wait. Yeah, actually, we have to start with that. I need to turn you up a bit. 1 second. Okay, can you speak a bit? Okay, it's good, it's good. Okay, so let's see. How long have you been playing jungle? Okay, and you've one-trick Nidalee ever since then? Okay, let me see. Okay, you've been doing pretty good to 2022. Before that, but you have not that many games. Um, okay, let me see. I mean, it's just like, just so I can have some kind of base, you know, to go from. Because I'm not a real, like a big believer in stats, but it's just something to keep in mind to lead me in a direction. I think stats are actually pretty useless, like most of the time. Like this game, it's like when I see people on Twitter like watching professional games and they're like comparing stats and stuff. Like this game has way too many variables for you to like base, like make conclusions, like complete conclusions of stats. You know, uh, like when Annie was broken, and she had like a negative win rate against a Blanc or something. Maybe that's not true, but just an example. Like there's so many things that could have happened in the games that could have changed like that statistic and made it that way. So you can't like base anything on stats. It's just to give you an idea, and you need to test the theory for yourself. Like if you think a matchup is good because it makes sense, like just the way how like counter picks work. Like let me give you an example. Like Kindred outranges Graves, for example. So and Kindred likes long fights. So if Kindred can make the fight long against Graves, he wins early game. And if Graves can make the fight long short against Kindred, he wins. Basically, that's how it works. And like knowing that the win rate doesn't matter because as long as you know how it works and and test out for yourself, like you have to do that basically. Like otherwise, there's no other way to really find out. So, but looking at the stats is just to see um like looking at your KDA, for example. Like when people say like KDA doesn't matter and stuff like that, like KDA is literally a like representation of how you play, like how you have played. And if I watch your games and see that you played well, like if you're not like, I don't know, playing, because there's legit people who actually play for KDA, for example. So I need to watch your games to see if you're actually good, to actually see if your KDA is good because you are good at the champion or because you're just like playing for stats, you know. So yeah, basically, like looking at your CS number 6, it's fine. I think mine is kind of the same. Um, yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Uh, like basically jungle is about farming. Like that's literally your job to farm. It's like you should be farming most of the time, but what matters is like if you actually are able to punish mistakes. Because if someone is inting in a lane, like if top lane matchup is like really heavy trades, for example, and you don't go because like with Nidalee, a very big advantage you have is that you're really fast, so you can always be there first if you want to. So that's the thing, you know. Like you can farm, sure, you farm fast, but that doesn't mean you should only be farming. Like if someone is inting, you have to punish the mistakes. That's like one of the big differences between good junglers and very good junglers. Like very good junglers punish mistakes a lot more than like regular junglers, you know. So that's what I mean about the stats as well. Is that you need to be able to adapt. Like adaptability, especially in solo queue, is the most important thing. You just have to be able to adapt. That's the more adaptable jungler is always gonna be the better jungler. So yeah, you see, like my stats are kind of similar to yours in terms of look, the farm is kind of the same. Like the KD is similar, at least in that season that I checked. But yeah, and you like, do you want to, like, your goal is to mainly play Nidalee, or you want to play other champs as well and like climb with other champs? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah,
Those situations, just for those situations.
yeah, of
I just
course.
want
Yeah,
champs,
it's
but
good to
that's all.
have, it's good to have like at least one or two other champs that you can play, so you don't grief the comp always.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, okay. And let me see your builds. Do you have a reason for going Proto Belt and Night Harvester, or you just like go by feel?
Honestly, just go off feel. Like, maybe if I feel like I need more magic pen, maybe I'll go proto belts. If I feel like they're gonna get like Edge of Night or like Banshee's Veil, I kind of go proto belt more. But other than that, like I don't really see the big difference.
Yeah, I think it's preference personally. Mm. Some
Yep,
people like to sound like professors and say all that type of shit that well, actually Proto Belt has more pen, so it's better. Like, it's all bullshit. Um,
yeah,
it's not a crazy difference anyway. So like, what matters is playing the game good, and it doesn't really matter if your build is like pixel perfect or anything like that. So that's what we're
I
gonna
agree.
focus on.
Yeah,
Um, okay, I mean, we can start with the VOD then.
yeah. I'll just tap through it. 5 seconds at a time.
Okay, let me see the tab, and I want to hear your game plan and how you think about pathing and what you want to do in the game.
Yeah. So as soon as you hit tab, you can see that my top laner has ignite. So I want to path towards top lane, and I think um also it's like set like he's I assume he's gonna trade
Okay,
like
pause.
he can all in pretty
Pause.
well. Yep.
First
Sorry.
thing, you're not covering where you're supposed to be.
All right.
You need to be covering pretty much where Yon is, in that like at that entrance between the blue buff and the wall in the mid lane. The top pixel, you need to be covering that, basically.
Right.
Always. That's a jungler's position in every single game. And either one of your bot laners needs to be like where you are, but like a bit back, because like you can get cheese and stuff.
Right.
Um, Basically, how the game works is you have enough champions to cover each entrance. So yeah, like top laner covers like the river bush near top lane. You cover the pixel entrance. You don't actually need to stay in the pixel. Actually, it's bad to stay in the pixel. You cover like the the lower one, the lower bush.
Lower bush. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then mid laner can stay either in mid lane to check if they go through mid for an embed, or he can stay like a bit back, like at the raptor, so that he doesn't. He actually like covers still the entrance, and he doesn't get hooked or anything, you know. But yeah, basically, you always need to be standing on the top side of the map, regardless of which side you are, red or blue. And on the other side of the map is the same. Like, you just covered like the Raptors entrance.
But like, what if I'm not sure if my teammate's gonna cover like one like the
Well,
gap here?
yeah,
Then
no,
like
I mean,
I
you
because I know like Ash Grades would like to like they can do like level 2, like level 1 invade. Like they probably I mean they might not for sure, but it's pretty strong. So
well, you need to basically, you need to just focus on playing the game correctly, and you can give whatever information you can to your team, and like, you need to control the only thing you can control is like what you do, you know, like
yeah,
you're not supposed to like try to make up for anyone's mistakes, and you playing correctly because they are not playing correctly, you know. Like, you can ping someone to like what I do a lot is I just ping my teammates a lot to help them because I know what they are supposed to do, and you know this as well, maybe. So if you know something and you see that someone is not doing the correct thing, you can ping them easily. Like, Riot has given you more than enough tools to communicate to your team. So yeah,
yeah.
you just play the game correctly, and if you see that someone is out of like doing something incorrect, you can just communicate, you know.
Got it.
That is the same when someone is like inting, for example. You need to you shouldn't try to fix their mistakes because you can make the game a lot worse. Like if they're inting, like there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to play the game. Like just play your game, and basically just as like the most important thing is that you are consistent. Okay, like just don't
Yeah,
try to fix anyone's mistakes. That's what I'm trying to say.
got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, bot matchup is pretty meh. Enemy bot should get prio, and your top should get prio, and it's set. So you want to pass to him, obviously.
I haven't played in like 2 weeks until yesterday, so I'm a bit rusty, but
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
I'm gonna focus on like how you think more than like
More than the
mechanical shit.
clear stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not use the F keys a lot.
F
I was
keys
thinking about
is like a preference as well, but I mean I recommend it because it's really useful. But I used to also move my screen with move my camera with my mouse, so that's fine.
this is kind of boosted.
Yeah, this is like really flip what you're doing. Because realistically, if enemy bot doesn't want to die here, they are never gonna die. Yeah, you just need to ask yourself in situations like this, like, do you need to impact this lane in order for them to keep playing the game? You know, you saw Graves, you saw that he's pathing to top,
Yep.
so you don't need to go there. And also, like, you don't really need to, um, basically, like ganking when the wave is pushing to the enemy team is really flip, because enemies really cannot die if they don't want to die. Okay. So you just want
Yeah.
to take like low risk plays most of the
High
time.
percentage plays. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is a very low percentage play. Like they have to int. Like plays are bad when enemies have to int for you to kill them. You know.
Yeah, I do that a lot, honestly. Uh, yeah, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, like here, look, Graves is oinking on mid lane. He's not doing anything. Like oinking is like wasting time pretty much. Like you were
Yeah.
oinking in that bush in this one bush like earlier.
And
That's oinking. Like you could have been 2 camps up on Graves right now, and you could have been first on the map after reset right now, and this is still oinking right now. Like look at this. Like realistically, like put yourself in enemy bot lane's position. Like your wave is slow pushing, and you wanna push it as slow as you can, right? And you can hide in the minions, and you're two ranged champions against Tarek with no flash. Actually, I'm not sure if he has flash, but basically, like they can flash easy and stuff, you know. So like you just wanna play. If you're pathing to top, you don't wanna go bot unless you really need to. Okay, like you don't wanna go to your weak side unless you really need to, unless you need to fix their wave
yeah,
or something,
that
or
was like Giga
unless
Flip.
yeah. And now your top lane is kind of fucked because he needs to trade a lot in this lane. And now, like, if you were look, see, you could have been top first right now if you weren't oinking a lot in bot lane. Even if he like died 1v1 and stuff, that's like irrelevant because you could have been first.
Here, I don't know what the play is here. I think it's just run. Maybe fight if set comes.
This is fine.
I don't know, this fight is so scuffed. I miss the spear as well.
It is what
Oh,
it
man,
is.
nice.
Like I said, like I'm not gonna focus that much on the mechanical stuff because like you can figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
um, just like focusing on pathing and like optimal clear and stuff. Also, I like to buy on first base like boots plus Dark Seal because I think it's more valuable to be like faster than to actually have more AP, because you actually don't need the AP that much.
At like level 3 and 4, you mean?
Yeah, like
It's better
early
to have
game.
the.
Yeah, early game, like you out damage anyway, so it doesn't matter if you have like a bit more AP or not, because you're still gonna out damage. So, like the value of the move speed out values like the AP damage that you deal.
Oh, do
Because
you go Relance Hunter, or do you go
this
Treasure?
is again preference, but I like relentless personally.
Oh, into there. No way, kill.
Yeah, like this game, like you could have done so much more, and now it looks like a fiesta, because I mean you kind of you made it a fiesta, like your teammates did, but like you could have prevented it, you know. If you were batting top, like bot lane is fiesta, like they died as well, and you tried to fix their mistake, like I said, like what you shouldn't do. You try
I just
to,
cleared towards top, would have been a lot
yeah, like
cleaner.
just
Yeah.
play towards your strong side, like you don't need to go bot. Like if they die, like it's their fault, like you cannot do anything.
Yeah. I'm trying too hard to like control everything in the game.
Yeah, like just
Do that
control
a
the
lot.
variables that you can control instead of trying to fix people's mistakes. The same thing about adaptation goes about your laners as well. Goes for your laners as well. Like they need to adapt to the fact that you're pathing to the other side. So if they die, it's like their fault. Like you cannot. You maybe can fix it, but there's a big chance that you can make it worse also, and then also your top is not getting attention while you're making it worse on both side. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we should pick out a different game, because I want
Yeah,
one
this
that's
is
not.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a bit of a stomp, because yeah, I just want one where like it's pretty balanced in terms of like leads.
Yeah. This one is the second game I played.
Okay, what do you think about this jungle matchup?
I like it. I honestly, I'm not really sure why. I just usually win against Lee Sin. I feel like unless they go like lethality, like Dark Harvest, I don't really die that easily. And yeah, I'm not really that well versed in the matchup. I just found that I win it.
Yeah, okay, I mean basically, um, early game you win skirmishes. Like he can win 1v1 for sure, but you can win as well.
Mhm.
It's like skill early, but then like after he gets some HP, like this is like the thing that changed when they changed, like when they removed the jungle item and stuff. Like there's so much HP in the game that literally kind of fell off a bit. So you have to do a bit more now in early game in order to win some matchups. But what the fuck is this?
So here, I was thinking like maybe I should level W in case like if like he starts losing this, right, instead of E. But then I don't know. It just seemed like even if I got a kill, like it wouldn't be worth my time. Like it might waste my. It was kind of a flip, right?
Well, this is the
So
same.
I kind of skipped on that.
This is the same. I
Skipped
mean,
on that.
this was a bit different than the one like on the bot lane last game. But basically,
Yeah.
if Mordekaiser doesn't want to die here, he won't die. Okay, so like if you see that he keeps trading, like you should be watching more. You weren't watching them enough. You weren't watching the full trade. But
Yeah.
like if he keeps trading and Yasuo gets low and he starts like chasing him into you, then you go, okay? So you could have like waited and not level the spell, basically. And just put your camera on them and like adapt it. Or
Right.
you can at least like start walking and push him off. But the mistake here is Yasuo's again. So this is like the same thing as like the previous one. Like he made a mistake and you shouldn't try to fix it. Like he either shouldn't leash or he should go long way. There.
This one looked pretty gankable.
Yeah, if you know they
We
have
actually countered it.
if you know they have no vision, it's fine. Yeah, this is like again like oinking. There's no way you can stop them from pushing this. Like you just have no way of like hitting spear here.
Oh, so it's just that's just time waste, you think?
Yeah, for sure. Like the you staying on the wave like that, yeah, for sure. Like the gank, you tried the gank, you couldn't kill. Like that's it. That's the play.
Oh, I just want it to be like near Nasus in case they like comboed him or something. But yeah, I guess that's like again, it's just compensating
Like what
for
I would
like
have done here is like ping him back and just went away because again, like he needs
yeah,
to adapt, right? Like you communicated as much as you could, and that's all you can do. There's
yeah.
if you try to do something further than that, you're just trying to fix this mistake, which again is bad. You need to be looking at the like you're not looking at the bot wave enough when you're pathing to it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know from looking at this, like I don't know what's happening, but and you should like your gameplay should be like if someone is watching how you play, they should be able to tell what's going on at all times. Okay, just try to keep that in mind. Because if I don't know what's going on watching this, you probably don't know either when you're playing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I could kind of guess like from how far they're pushed up, I guess, on the map in the bottom right, but yeah,
Yeah,
not exactly sure.
sure, but you know, we're just trying to optimize here, right? So if you can do more, you should do more.
Because just because Wither is such a strong CC,
Yeah, this is good.
that's why I keep going there.
I
But
mean, was that ward there before? Did you know that ward was there?
yeah, yeah, I did.
I mean, this is still fine because he's like
But
clicking
he's still
forward.
pushed up, so yeah. Oh, then their mid laner this game was Jojo Pyun, LCS
Isn't he
player.
in Korea? No, he came back.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
know
came
who he
back.
is. I know who he is because of Inspired, because Inspired went to play in NA.
Yeah, yeah, he's really good.
This is a fine game. Like Nidalee is one of those champs where, like, it's more about adapting than any other champ, like in jungle.
Mhm. Why is that?
I mean, it's because one, you're faster on the map than any other champion, basically, because of your passive. Um, and because of your like like you can literally like walk and auto attack a guy. That's like your gank. Like you can just gank someone by auto attacking them. You know, you get red buff and you auto attack them, and they have to run because they cannot do anything. Like also like the power of your spells. Like you have a jump and you have a spear that's like really long range. So basically, if you walk up and auto them, you can get a flash. Like Nidalee burns flashes super easily compared to other champs because of her kit, like because she can jump and because she's so fast and because she has a spear, you know, like you can jump at someone and hold spear, like auto attack them and hold spear, and they have to flash, and you have options when they flash, like you can predict the flash, you can just back off because you got the flash already, and you can play for small win, and then when you regank is dead. And obviously Nidalee likes to play with setup, so and she is one of those champs that benefits more from small spikes, like small item spikes, than other champs because her kit is so overtuned in early game. So like when you get a like for example Lee Sin. Oh, okay. Actually, Lee Sin is similar. So this is like a bad example, but like Evelyn, let's say, Evelyn is not
Yep.
gonna benefit from a fucking Dark Seal Amp Tome. Like she's gonna benefit half as much compared to Nidalee. Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so um yeah, that's the thing. And just you impacting a lane helps you impact the lane again, if that makes sense. Helps you, like it makes it so much easier to impact it again. Like if you burn a flash, like basically on the next gank he's for sure dead if you play it well. It's just so it's so hard to run away from a Nidalee gank if the gank is a good gank, obviously. Like if the lane is correctly set up for it.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to try to jump in here with no smite.
I mean, just like go back a bit so I can see what's the
Yeah.
lane's looking like.
He was sneaking it. He was sneaking it here, and then I just
Yeah, I just want to see like what the lanes. I mean, there's nothing you can do here. It's just like flip basically. He's flipping it.
okay.
But like you should be aware that like once you should be thinking about the herald and how you want to play it and how enemy wants to play it, like even before it spawns, like at 7:30 or something.
Yeah.
So go back a
Like
bit.
prep
Go
it.
go at 7:30 a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like here already, like I like to put a trap like on like right next to the herald so that I have vision of it, you know? So I don't have to actually go there and check it. And I can
I
keep
keep
farming.
using them on camps. I don't think it helps that much with clear
No,
at this
it's good
point.
to use on camps, but you can just like go put one after the grump even. Like just go put one and then go mid lane, right? It doesn't cost you
Yeah,
any time.
especially because I know Lee Sin's like on red, like
Yeah,
top
like this
side.
camp is bad here. This camp is bad. Like usually at this stage of the game, if you have level 6, you don't want to just be full clearing mindlessly when enemies can do a play. Like you need to ask yourself here, like can Lee Sin gank or can Lee Sin can Lee Sin flip the herald? The answer is yes, obviously, because you don't have vision on it, right?
Yeah,
So instead of farming all of the camps, you already are 6, so you already hit your spike and you're like greeting basically. And this is like oinking again. Like you're just throwing random spears that like basically this is like a low chance play, right? Like you're throwing a spear
yeah,
hoping that it lands, hoping that he doesn't dodge it.
yeah.
Instead of doing something better, which is like checking herald, getting information on enemy camps, where Lee Sin is and stuff like that.
So should I have based at like 740 with like my 1200 gold? And got like
You should base earlier, ideally.
yeah. What would you get though?
Gold items.
Alternator?
I need to see how much gold exactly you had. At
Yeah,
like
like if I was basing around like after this blue, right?
no. Like, you need to base like before, because you already have 1.2. I mean,
Yeah, right
depends
here.
on what. Yeah, if you base with this much gold, you get like a. I will get. I mean, depends on what you're building. What are you going? Like
Dark Seal Codex.
Darksteel Codex is fine. Yeah, it's again like depends on what you're building. Like if you're going Proto Belt, you can go Blasting One then Codex and Darksteel. Like I
Yeah,
saw, I don't recommend this, but I do like this build sometimes. The Lich Bane Rush. I don't know if you've seen it.
yeah. I seen it on streams. Yeah,
Yeah,
tent.
it's basically like he stole this by the way. Just saying, not from me. Uh, my friend Flowriser, I don't know if you know him. He's like Nidalee OTP on US.
Yeah, I watch the stream when
Yeah,
he streams. Yeah.
he's watching like all the Chinese pros and stuff, and like the Chinese Nidalee one tricks. And there's this guy. I'm not sure who it was. There's one Yang Yuping guy, and there's one Shun guy. He plays on IG. He played on IG at least.
Oh yeah.
One of them created this build. Basically, it's really um like you need to be solo AP for it to be good, because if enemy has builds any MR, you're fucked. Like you're just completely useless. You don't deal any damage. But it's really OP for early game. Like you're just super strong in early game. It's like the strongest early game build, and it's fast.
I've tested it. It just feels so strong when you're snowballing.
Yeah,
Like you just feel like it's like insanely like snowbally.
yeah. It gives you move speed. It gives you like all of the good stats for Nidalee basically,
Yeah.
and it has better spikes than like the mythics. This is fine.
Here at Delia ult here, so that's why I back off. Also, there's nothing to get here anymore.
Yeah. No, you should just back off. Like enemy map is Lee Sin cannot like walk in again because it's dark, completely dark jungle. And you overstayed a lot on the map here. You're basing with 1.9k. Sometimes it's fine to do that, but like you weren't getting anything, you know? You weren't pressuring lanes or anything. And also you should buy Dark Seal here for sure.
Usually, it's better to stay on the map when you're like snowballing and just killing everybody, right?
Yeah,
That's
like
when you like.
if you are pressuring enemies, it's fine to stay on the map. Like if you have nothing to do, you can base. You had nothing to do here basically because he got the herald. Like you should just take the L. Like you made a mistake before, you didn't check it, and now like this is like a tilt play. Like you walking into a jungle, like you stole his golems, sure, but you
Yeah,
know it's not better than basing and being first on the other side of the map while he's still like griefing, because he should base after he does herald, because he's overstaying after herald, and you had the chance to be first on the map and you didn't take it.
yeah. That one like base timer I missed kind of ruined my whole like tempo.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, enemies are oinking.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I mean. And Nasus is gonna get 2 plates now. So it's
it's
good.
really good for mid.
Well, if Lee Sin didn't grief, you lose tower, but you know, it happens.
Oh yeah, he had Herald right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just did what you did basically, and didn't play for small win. Like small win is really really important to play for. Okay, um, like sometimes getting a flash, like actually most of the time, getting a flash will be um, more beneficial than actually killing the guy in early game, especially because you give them a short. Actually, I mean, if the kill
Well,
is
if you
free,
chase for the kill, right, then it's like
yeah.
you might not get it, and then it's like really really not worth. It's very
If
risky. You're taking a risk.
if you have full information everywhere, you know that no one is moving, you know that even if you chase, your team can move first, it's fine, okay? But if you're missing any information, it's not worth when you've already gone their flash.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Do you have anything like in mind, anything specific when you play Nidalee or when you play the game in general, when you jungle, that you are wondering about?
Yeah. Should have had some questions written down. I think. Oh, I have one question. Like, if you play Nidalee, like, what's like a good secondary character to kind of? I mean, I guess you could play anything really secondary, but
I
I don't
think
know. I've been trying out these Sin.
Graves is a similar champ to Nidalee, like
Yeah.
ranged, carry, likes resources. It's similar, so I like Graves. Lee Sin is also fine because it's like mechanical. Kha'Zix is similar, benefits like assassin benefits from small spikes. I think those are fine. Graves and Kha'Zix, I like them at least. And they're like, I mean, like I said, they're just similar champions, so it's not gonna be hard to adapt to them.
Well, I had a question about like lead. So, like, if you have like a 1K bounty, right, like 700 gold on you,
Yeah.
do you play like super safe if you're like the only carry on the team? Because giving that 1K kind of like it's all dependent on you to carry, or do you like just play it normal? Do you
Well,
just play like your normal game with like the way? I mean, I guess it's situationally dependent, but yeah, this is a general question.
I mean, not really, but it's like the the fight conditions are always the same usually. Like if you think you win 2v2, you fight 2v2. If you have the chance to outnumber them, you always fight with outnumber, and you play for small wins. And you don't basically, like when you have that kind of shutdown, a 1-for-1 isn't worth anymore, right? Even
Yeah,
sometimes a 2-for-1 isn't worth anymore. So keeping that in mind, you should fight, just fight normally, like fight when you have numbers advantage is always good, and you fight wherever you have skirmishes and you play for small wins, and then you shouldn't have to worry about like playing like that's not a thing that I even think of. Like I
it's
just,
not like worth it to like play for KDA if you're like if you have a 1K bounty, right? Because you're like
I mean,
your death matters a lot
like
more.
any carry should have this mindset of like sure, like your you dying is like enemy win condition, right? If you're like the only carry and you're fed. But the mindset is still the same about fighting and about the game in general. Like you just play, you just do good plays, like that's it. Like if
Yeah,
you're
it's simple.
like, yeah, it's just simple, it's really simple, this game is really simple. um like you can outplay and stuff if you're confident on your champ, sure, like I'm all for that, I do that all the time. Like if I know my limits, I like jump in other fights and shit, and I know when I can live and die and stuff.
Do you know like
But
all your limits on Italy, like for
yeah,
like
for sure.
every scenario,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like,
I've been playing this champ for
is
like,
it is it is that something that like if you stop playing, you'll forget? Because like I mean, I guess a patch, the game changes every patch, right? So like you kind of have to relearn limits. And I was
um
wondering if you like you have like a second account you play on to like kind of limit test, right? And then you can like
I
maybe
mean,
go deeper to fights and whatnot, just to test your damage.
just like with anything that have been doing for a long time and then you stop for a certain period of time, like you get rusty, right? But I need like 2 3 games to get back into it, like it's just about mechanics. Like the champ is like wired into my fingers at this point, like I don't need to think about what I click, it just happens. This is
Yeah.
like the benefit as well of like being a one trick, is that the things you have to think about in game, when you have 1,000 games on a certain champion, are like way less because you've done it so many times now that you don't even have to think about it. And when something new occurs, let's say you hadn't played that, you're playing a new champion, and some situation occurs that you haven't been in that many times before. And now you have to think about how to play your champ, how to play the fights with your champion under those certain conditions that are new to you, and like 10,000 other things, right? And if you've been playing the champion for so long, like you have basically nothing to think about. It's just one more thing, right? And
Yeah.
if you have enough game knowledge, it shouldn't be that hard anyway.
You as like a general rule for Nidalee, right? Like you hold your spear like a lot, right? For like more guarantee spears.
Yeah, I can play
Yeah.
you my VOD if you want,
Yeah.
so you can see like how I play and stuff. But after this one, but yeah, the general idea with Nidalee, I'm gonna write some stuff down on a notepad. Is just actually, by the way, one thing I don't know if you think about this, but Nidalee is a champion that's like one of the best champions for 2v2, if not the best. There's like very few
Yeah.
that beat very few 2v2s that you lose with Nidalee. Okay, so
Yeah.
most of the game, like if I can pass the top and play on top, I always do that. Okay, if I don't have to go bot, if I have to be bot, I can pass the bot. But most of the time, you want to pass the top. Okay, if it's possible. Like in situations where your top lane is scaling, like for example, okay, this is not the same situation like your top lane scaling, but enemy has Renekton and you have Camille with Ignite. Camille should lose prior early, but you still path top because you can fight them.
Right. But if they have like Renekton Elise, you still take that 2v2?
I mean, you just have to path the top anyway because they're gonna dive in.
Oh,
Like,
they got that. Yeah, you need to
yeah.
cover.
So
Yeah.
you need to like uh, be there first if you can and put traps at least, or like a ward or ping him toward. There's like options.
This
I
fight is super weird
I
over
ping
here.
my laners toward all the time. Like that's really important for a good solo queue. Like, oh, if you watch like Tarzan and stuff, like I don't think Tarzan is that good, but he's good in solo queue because he's good at adapting. He's good at
Yeah.
adapting and he's good at communicating to his team. Like he's learned the ways like to play solo queue and what works, right? So, um, like pinging is OP in short, okay? Like pinging is really OP. Like when I see people like complaining that League doesn't have a voice chat, I cringe every single time because you have you have more than enough ways to communicate everything you need to your team. Literally everything. Like this game really doesn't need a voice chat. It's crazy how much you can communicate to your team. Sometimes it's a problem that like when I play in like master and stuff, like people don't know what I mean when I ping, but there's nothing you can do about it. Again, it's the same thing again.
Yeah, that's what kind of like stopped. I used to like try to like shock, like not shock call, but like just communicate everything. But then I don't know, people stopped listening. I kind of gave up on it. Like,
Well,
or people just find it. Some people just find it annoying when you like take everything. But yeah, obviously it's part of the game.
well, again, it's the same thing. Like Ho's mad. Like Ho's will be mad regardless of what you do. You know, like you can
Yeah.
never please everyone. Like you should. What the only thing you need to care about is playing the game correctly. As long as you're playing the game correctly, you don't give a shit. You should not give a shit about who's mad at you for doing that or not. Like people are always gonna be mad no matter what. Like even if you breathe, you're just breathing and people are mad. You know, all the time. You cannot do anything about it. Like I said, just control every variable that you can control. And here you're overstaying on the map again when there's nothing to do basically. Like
Yeah.
these scams that
I
you're
was
making.
kind of hoping like I could get to 3K, but that's a I need like all of these and then like a
Yeah,
wave.
but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, this is what I mean. Like, there's nothing to do on the map. No one is gonna die. No one is at at a danger of being ganked. You're not gonna lose these camps because your top lane is gonna get prio here. So there's nothing to stay on the map for right now. And this fight again, like you cannot help them.
Fighting
Okay,
with
like they're
five.
already dead.
Yeah, I do that a lot, huh? I just
That's okay. We're here to fix that. I'm just writing some stuff down. Uh,
dodge that. I think I still die. Yeah, I shouldn't even be here with 2.5K in my inventory.
yep.
I was thinking Zanya against because they have Mordekaiser. I know he's 0-7, but he technically ult me. Lucian's pretty fed, and I'm against decent jungle, so I think that's enough justification for Zanya. Although I really like when I can just go I like when I can just go like straight AP Nidalee, like Rabadon and like
Yeah, for
all that
sure.
good stuff. That's like the best. That's like optimal.
Yeah, for sure. But you don't have that luxury always. So
Yeah, exactly.
Zonia is fine.
Magi, if
Like
I
I like
can.
to play with. I like to try to play without Zonias. Like I mean, I'm doing pretty well without it, but it's just like it's it's good to buy Zonias. Okay, like it's kind of cocky to not buy Zonias. Just think
I
about it.
kind of hate building it. I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah, I mean you're like building less damage, right? So of course it feels um like you're wasting gold kinda, but you're not really wasting gold, and it gives you like the opportunity to stall and like to bait for your team and like to jump in zonias and stuff.
yeah,
It's
you can
for
play a
sure good.
lot differently with Zanya's in your
Yeah,
inventory for sure.
but yeah, you need void this game for sure. I hope you went void third.
I do. I need Void.
Yeah,
I don't see any.
I mean it's
Do they
not
have
even
MR?
about. Yeah, they have mercs and wait, pause on the tab if you can.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Am I okay?
Just in general, like when they have like beefy champions, like frontline champions and stuff, and also you have a Zyra, so like you need to like think further in the future, right? Like they're gonna have to build MR at some point. They're really griefing if they don't build MR, okay? They're really griefing.
Oh, I think
You have Zyra and you have Nidalee on your team. Like there's no way they don't build any MR. And the difference between like Lee Sin already has mercs and he's level 12, so his like base MR is already going up. And
yeah.
Mordekaiser is building like what the fuck is that? It's Jackshaw, right? So and Bard has like higher base MR and he has some MR in his build. Or like he's gonna build at some point, I think. I think
Mhm.
one of his items like contains MR. So like the difference between mm, you having void and you not having void when they have that much MR that they have like 90 or some shit. I don't know, 90, 100. They're gonna have at some point, right? At level 15, Lee Sin is gonna have like 100 or some shit, something like
Oh,
that.
I thought MR didn't scale. Does it
I mean, the base
per level?
stats go up as you level up.
Oh, I thought MR was like one set. Okay, I'm stupid though. They're definitely worth it late game to get wood. Then
Yeah.
yeah. So do you like preemptive like so building it preemptively is good too, right? Just
Yeah.
like
Here,
you like
like
predict their
here for sure
MR.
is good. Like third, I would build it for sure.
Oh, okay.
Unless I'm really ahead and I'm like up in levels, then you don't need to because like they don't have the base stats yet for you, and you like you have higher base stats. This is kind of complicated a bit, but like if you're really ahead, like let's say you were 2 3 levels up on everyone in the game, like you could go like if you don't need zonias, like I would maybe try not to build zonias here, but like it's good. Like you could go zonias Rabadon for sure. If you have the gold and if you're really ahead in levels.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't consider that the levels thing. So it's pretty big.
Do you have like a standard game plan when you play like Nidalee, like for early game, for example?
Depends on the game. Like usually I like to do three camps
Gotcha.
red Krugs Raptors into like a gank if it, like a free gank.
Hmm.
Like that's like a basic. That's one of the basic game
Yeah.
plans, I guess.
So I mean, basically, like, okay, let me write some stuff down about the ganks as well. It's good if you are not oinking again, right?
Hmm.
Um, if if it's like low risk, like if it's fucking I don't know, renect on mid into a melee and this guy is not warding on mid, like then it's really good, you know. Compared to like you hoping that they don't run away from a gank, which is like the wave isn't even bad. You don't have setup, like shit like this, you know, like what you did on bot lane basically, the previous game. Like if you don't have to hope that they fuck up for you to kill them, that's when the gank is good.
It has to be like I don't know, 70% chance or something. I don't
Like
know.
at least
Could you put
60,
a
at least
percentage to
60.
it? 60. Okay, 60
at
plus. Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those gangs I went for were like maybe like
Yeah,
20%.
20, 30, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure what's happening in these fights. I thought the game was actually close, like gold wise. Yasu was so ahead.
I mean, at this point, it's like irrelevant. Like the most important thing is
Yeah.
like early game.
Early game.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We can just stop. I can like show you one of my votes to
Yeah.
and like explain why I'm doing certain stuff and stuff.
Yeah. I like to see that. I'm gonna stop streaming.
Let me find a good game. This game. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. I'm gonna like explain how I think. Did we win this game? I'm not sure. Yeah, we won this game, but I was 1v9. That's why we won it. Are you on the stream?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, let me just. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Basically, this game I have Nidalee into Akshan. Obviously, top is dead lane. I cannot help him because I'm flipping if I go, because Akshan will never ever ever die to a gank. Because if he has Prow, he's gonna have a ward. That's just how it works. The correct play for him, like if it was two humans on top lane, I can never do anything on top lane. Basically, this guy like blinded Alawi or something and ended up in a really shit matchup. And
You
he
just have
got.
to let your top laner get fucked.
I mean,
Pretty much.
they're not gonna get fucked. Like this is the thing I said about like trying to fix someone's mistake. Like he made a mistake by blinding Alawi, and then he got counterpicked. And then if I go play
Yeah.
top, I'm gonna play for someone with no setup. That's gonna enemy top is gonna have a ward. Two bad things already, and I'm gonna be trying to fix someone's mistake. Like the mistake is blinding Alawi. So I'm playing for a bad matchup, basically. Like that's really grief. You need to play for a good matchup. You only play for like you don't play for a bad matchup. You never play for a bad matchup. That's like one thing. You should never play for a bad matchup. You should only help them when they really need it. Like I said, like you don't go impact lanes if they don't need to be impacted. That's how you're being efficient. We did some fucking stupid invade here. I don't know. I really dislike invading, by the way. Like this.
Level 1.
Yeah, because if someone is covering properly, they will never die. One, two. If they see us all here, they can go ward at least or like stack, and then you have to retake. And in solo queue, it's really hard to retake. Let's say enemies have two. I have to start top side here, obviously. Like if enemies have two strong champions level 1, which they do, Akshan, Graves, we can never retake this. The map is split now, and this guy will get dove on cooldown on top. And
Yeah.
if you want to retake properly, your one of your bot laners need to run here, and you need to run as 4 here, and then check it, and then you're still on a ward. So you see how like the cons
It's
over
really bad.
the
Yeah.
cons outweigh the pros. And like I said, like this is flip
I
because
feel like it used to be like kind of good when people weren't covering as much. Like I feel like maybe like a year or two ago. I don't know. Maybe it's just like in Master Tier and like people didn't cover and you can get free kills. So like now everyone covers
yeah, but
properly and
sure,
they
but
also like
still
cover a
like that's
bit.
flip, right? You have to
Yeah.
hope for someone to fuck up. This is the same thing.
Yeah.
There's too many things that can go wrong with this, basically. And now we get a random kill because I mean they don't read like they invaded with fucking I don't know what champs. Look at the okay, they have Pike, I guess, sure, but and they're
But
not
here you
like
don't mind splitting for bot side, do you?
I mean I'm not splitting.
Oh,
I'm just
you would never take the blue here.
I mean this is fine because no. I mean with Nidalee at Graves you can do like you can 3 buff without splitting map basically. Like I can take this and then run to this side and have a ward here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, can you?
Yeah.
I can have a ward here so I can see if enemy jungler is like trying to take my buff, and then basically I do this. I do blue gromp. I go take my top side, and I skip one camp here, by the way, because basically like I don't have the time to do all of them without him taking something off here. And if he goes here, he's fucked because his pathing is fucked, and he's on the wrong side now. If he
Right.
takes my gromp, like I skip my gromp or my wolves, it doesn't matter, one of them. But
So you go blue grump, then you cover
blue
your
grump,
bot side.
blue something, doesn't matter if it's grump or not. And then I do into bot side again.
Yeah.
That way I'm still covering my top, and I'm making sure he doesn't take anything, and I'm punishing that they're not covering properly.
Where would you put the ward? Where would you need the word? Just like who would put it? Would you like?
The mid laner would put it.
Oh, been there. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And yeah, this is what happens, by the way, when you invade. This could have happened to us, okay? Like, this is what I mean. Look. They invade, nothing happens, and then they're not retaking. Like I said, they have to retake S4. They have to check everything
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And now they're not checking, so we kill someone.
So just do just for consistency's sake, you're supposed to just do the 5 point every game. Unless it's like a really, what if it's like a really free fight, level 1? If they're super weak, they're like no level 1 chance.
I mean, like I said, the only good invade for me is the late invade, because that's actually like a actual play. That's not flip.
Okay.
Like, if you have 2 stronger champions or 3 stronger champions on one side, you can just late invade, because like it's no flip. There's no flip involved. You're splitting the map to the good side, and you're taking a skirmish. You know you win. So there's nothing bad about it. There's nothing flip about it.
Got it. Yeah.
Like, even if you win level 1 a skirmish, like 4v4, like, if, like I said, if enemies are covering properly, you can never kill someone. Never. You never kill someone if they cover properly.
Yeah, just relying on any mistake.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
And now, now I don't recommend this, but I think I played against this guy like 3 games in a row, and he did some dumb shit. So I thought, after he sees us kill this guy, and since they have a strong top side, this is really bad, by the way. I don't recommend this. I went to my blue because I thought they were gonna be on it, and I need to start top side. But I did this mainly because I need to start top side. But they could have been on this blue. But since we have a Pantheon and they have a Fizz, like, we should win 3v3 if my mid laner moves, if they're on this, okay? So like I said, don't play for bad matchups. I'm just ignoring this Alawi. Unless he needs help, I never go top. And here I do I do Wolves first and then Grump, because Graves can do red into my blue since he knows I'm late. If he has a ward by action.
Okay, there's one. I was wondering how he would know.
Yeah. I mean, even if he doesn't know, it's good for him to split them up here.
So you don't want to get caught on like Grump in
Yeah,
the
like,
last
I do this all the time with Nidalee and with Graves. If I know I win 1v1, if their champion is like a weak farming champ, like a Evelyn or something, I just do red into this side. Like, and they're gonna be on Grump, and they shouldn't have smite because you often smite the first camp. And I don't have
Yep.
smite either, but I win 1v1 basically because they have less HP because I'm Graves and I'm full HP, like after the first buff. And I have a red buff, so I'm stronger than them since they have a blue and I have a red. My bot lane dies somehow. I don't know. Like I said, there's nothing I can do. And now, like, I don't try to invade. My plan was to invade because I have Pantheon mid into Fizz, like, really good matchup. And we're really strong in a fight. I was gonna invade, but since they died, I cannot. And now their wave is slow pushing to enemy, and then then I can invade. And since I see this guy, I'm gonna invade now, I think. No, actually, I check mid and I see that he's fighting, or he might fight. Like, this is one thing I'm really good at.
Flip, or is it just like, do you know?
I mean, I'm really good at like reading people's movements, and Fizz's wave is bad, I think. Yeah, it's bad. And the way he's posturing, like, he's gonna look for a trade. Look how he's clicking here.
Yeah, it's
Like,
his body language.
yeah, and he just used Q, and I'm here. And even if I burn his E like this, because I think maybe he wouldn't have E'd, but it doesn't matter. Like, this doesn't, me showing here doesn't change anything. Graves already knows I'm padding to this side, and Graves has to come here anyway. And there's gonna be a fight anyway, and my bot wave is slow pushing, so there's nothing he can do about it, even if he knows this. Now I do crab, I wait for my bot wave to crash, I ping it. We're a lot stronger in the fight on bot side, just because of our champions. Like, cause our skirmish isn't skill based. Like, it's just Alistair combo. If they flash it, that's fine. Like, we take the small win. like, and they need to like hit hook, they need to hit pike W or E, whatever, to win.
The aggro. Yeah.
I don't smite this because I want to take this too, and I know I can because they have 0 vision, and I know they cannot steal this because I see everyone. That's why I don't smite.
Graves seems so fucked from this
Yeah,
actually.
and it's really important that, like I've coached before, not on Nidalee, but like doesn't matter actually. Like I've coached junglers before, and they always go for kill on an invade like this, and it's really important not to go for kill, because if they really want to not die again, they will not die. But if they want you to not take this camp, they cannot do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
You see how this is like much easier, much higher percentage play than killing this guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like if Graves has to like completely like
Yeah,
run it down for him to like die
and
on
again,
the HP.
it's just playing for small win again. Like he cannot prevent you from taking this, and if he really wants to die, he will die. I think he wanted to die here, so I'm not sure if he burned his flash or not. But yeah, he really wanted to get chunked, so he got chunked, and he flashed actually. Yeah, he did flash.
Hey,
So you know, like you don't kill the enemies when you're already taking something unless they really want to die. That's playing for small win. This guy really wants to die here. And now because he's greedy, it's GG. You know, he's tilted. He's trying to play when he doesn't
looks
have the
over.
conditions to play, and now it's GG. He's flipping here, you know? He's flipping that he will outsmite me here. Even if he outsmites me, he's dead.
Yeah, with the flash.
Yeah. Now I base.
Is the base here? Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing to do. Would you never walk to your Krugs
No, never.
and like
Too
get that
much.
because like they're level 1? You want to get them. Okay,
No,
yeah.
no, it doesn't matter since
That's way too far.
I'm not
to
gonna
walk
take
there.
them anyway on second spawn probably because like my plan here is to take as many camps as I can from Graves here. This is the plan. Like if I can take any camps instead of mine, I will take his instead of mine, and I won't go to this anyway because there's probably gonna be an invading along next year anyway. And you're wasting time when you already have gold and you can take something else instead of these rugs that you're wasting time for. Like basically, like you want to be relatively the same time on the map as this Graves, because you have better buy, and it's always like just keep this in your mind as a rule. Like it's always better to be first on map, if you can, or at least a relative. I'm not first on map, but I have so much bigger of a lead than him that it doesn't matter.
Okay, Nidalee does that pretty well.
Yeah. So now the plan is I'm gonna check top wave soon. I think it's slow pushing back. I think I did something flip here. I'm not sure. Like sometimes, I mean not sometimes. Like this guy has to come ward here, but I like underestimated the time that he like needed to come ward because he realistically doesn't need to come ward right now. Like he can ward on next wave. Like he doesn't have to ward now. See, like if I gank this, there's no way I can kill him. So I just underestimated like how close the wave is gonna be to our tower, like how far, I guess. So I was waiting for him to come face check, and I can chunk him. And even if I don't kill him, a chunk is sometimes good because I'm helping him out a little bit. I relieve pressure off my top laner. But yeah, this was bad because I just miscalculated basically.
Yeah.
And actually, we saw Graves here, so I
Oh,
thought
you
they were gonna
stay?
try to
Oh.
dive. Yeah, I stayed because Graves is here. Like my bot lane is already winning, so I don't need to impact that lane, and they just killed him, so they're gonna base anyway. So there's nothing for me to do on that side. Graves is not gonna take my camps because he's top side, obviously, and I can counter this. And if he face shakes me, he died. So it's really good to stay. I stay a bit to check if he goes, and I go away. I don't know why. Like this guy, like this Akshan was clicking as if they're gonna die. Like he's clicking forward after the wave. Like look. He's trying to like pressure him on the tower. And my Pantheon has a move now, and he's pinging that he's gonna ult, so that's why I go.
Is Graves still here?
No.
Looks like he's
not.
on now.
Yeah, really good play. Now
Oh, do you take every kill, by the way, if you can?
Doesn't really matter. Like you should aim for that. Yes, in solo queue. It's like there are some situations in which it's better. Like if you have a champion that relies on getting like a Kiana or something. If you have like a Kiana, like a champ that relies on getting a lead, then it's good to give. But not all, obviously. Like you're such champion as well, so you need to take kills. Like if you're gonna be useless if you don't take kills, basically.
Especially with like Dark Seal, also you want the stacks faster.
Yeah. Now I see that Grace has Gromp, and we know he took his top side because he was top like long ago, and he had the time to take, even if he didn't take them before he was here. So he has to take this Gromp, and it's illegal for him to take his Gromp. Obviously, I have super hard mid prio and super hard bot prio, so it's shouldn't let him. And we can look for dive. Like I walk here and I check for Graves and I put some traps so that we can see him if he comes on this dive. And we're gonna look to dive them, but I think my bot lane griefed here really hard. Like I don't know why they're like they should just wait. They should just wait. I don't know why this guy's X flashing. It's super useless. Just click, like legit click forward and you dive them easily. You cannot do anything. But yeah, since they griefed, I just have to back off. That's whatever. And now they invade Foster as well, because you need to choose a play here. Like you cannot kill them and invade. It's too much time. And this guy will either, if he contests here, then you can go invade, because you see him coming and it's not worth try to dive them 3v3 under tower, unless you're really fed or someone is 1 HP. So if Grace comes here and skip this camp, you go around with your team and you take the camp, basically. And you don't have the time to do both, so, because he either covers this or he takes the camp, and that's what he did. So now you go farming camp. That's just a misplay. I ping Herald now, and my AD writes for Alistair to move Herald. That's good.
You run straight there, right?
Huh?
You just run straight there, right?
Yeah. I'm 6. Like I said, I'm 6. I have my spike. I don't have gold. I don't need to farm these camps. No one's gonna take them. You can just farm them after. That's fine. This guy's griefing, so he dies. I hold my jump. Flash, that's fine. And now the Herald should be free, because this guy is 1 HP, he has no vision and he's pushed off. If he re-enters, he's just slipping. My top is fighting, and I see that Pyke is moving as well, and it's gonna be a long fight, most likely, so that's why I'm moving.
We actually get off here.
What?
You actually get off the Herald here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, looking at this play, it's obvious that it's gonna be a long fight, because I ping my Ilaoi and he still fights and he's ulting. So if he's ulting, that means he's looking to kill him. So I have to ping. I mean, I have to move. Like, and this guy is using his dash forward. Like, I have to move here. Like you see, I ping him off and then I check how he's moving, and he's moving back, and I don't move when he's moving back, because I think here I think he's gonna move back, like all the way. But I see Pyke and I see this guy moving like this, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going. But here it's illegal, like, to ignore these guys here.
Yeah, I think I might have just committed to Herald there. Herald there.
And I got a triple kill. And it's not good to do Herald here, because you don't want to let, like, basically, let's look at it from Grace perspective, okay? Like, if you are Graves here and you have no camp stop, and you just got killed on top side and you have no vision, are you gonna just walk to Herald again? Never. You're never gonna walk.
Probably not. Probably not, yeah.
So you're gonna walk here, and since we win skirmishes everywhere, now I'm gonna perma match him on the map, and he cannot do anything. He cannot get a cross map play ever, like literally ever. And I'm just gonna take everything in his face, and he cannot do anything about it. So I just base here. I don't do the Herald because he's not gonna do it. And I start matching him on the map everywhere. My Pantheon is griefing a bit by basing like this, but it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You just have to let him. And now, see, I don't do golems here. I just move. Because my bot lane wants to go for vision or something, or zone them. And I can be there, so I am. This guy dies because he's greedy. I saw he had blue buff, so he has. That means he probably has no camps here to take. So that means he's gonna walk this side, and now I just go match him on this side because I don't need to be bot. My bot is winning anyway, and we're gonna get. They're gonna get prio and they're gonna have a move, so we're gonna get number advantage on top side because of that.
Yeah, the decisions are really fast. You can see.
This guy just is playing. He's playing like he has no ward. Like, I mean, no, he's not. I'm talking bullshit. He's playing way too aggressive. Like, he doesn't have a wave and he's clicking under tower. Like, I mean, we don't have a wave. Like, he cleared our wave and he's still clicking under tower. So even if he has a ward here, he should be dead anyway. You see, when I'm making a play on one side, I always ping the other side to back off. Even if they should know that. It's really important to ping. Now they might get this Drake, but it's first Drake, like, and we have such a heavy snowball comp, they're never gonna get another Drake. Because this was the only time that I actually needed to be topside to take this Herald. Or if I'm matching Graves, you know. So now we can just go and dive bot lane, and even if he takes something on top side, I don't care because I'm taking way more than he's taking on bot side. Like basically he has to match, and if he matches, he still loses. So I don't care, like where he goes. Basically, that's what happens when you take Herald. Like enemy has to match you because otherwise you take 2 towers or you dive and take 1 tower. Doesn't matter. Similar value. And when you take Herald, you have to. A good thing to do, depending on the time. Obviously, plates expire at 14 minutes. So wait, I need to take a sip. You want to bounce the pressure when you have prios in 2 lanes like this. It's usually in bot lane, bot and mid. You go, you get prio in one, you get prio bot, you go and you fog to mid, and you put vision or you sweep vision. Like you just want to make and then you have number advantage on mid lane because enemy bot is stuck on their tower, right? Both of them. So then you go mid, and then your mid laner pushes, and then he fogs to bot, and then you have number advantage on bot, and you just perma bounce the pressure in between the lanes, and enemies are like perma pissing their pants because they don't know where you're gonna herald.
Oh, so you don't crack it. Like you just keep going.
Yeah, you basically you hold onto it as much as you can, because they're perma pressured. Like the longer you hold it, the more pressure. Like the longer they're pressured for. Obviously, the better it is. Like unless like there's some situations in which you might need to herald because I don't know, the matchups aren't that winning and there's something good, like a good trade that happens or something, and you need to herald them because you might not get another chance like this, you know. Clear?
So you don't want to like ever. Like my idea of Herald is like if you could pop it early, you can get gold faster. That's not something you consider at all.
Yeah, that's the wrong mindset. That's where it's coming from then. So basically, you don't like Herald is not a gold tool. Okay, Herald is a tool to open up the map and to get tempo. Tempo means time, basically. Like when you when you herald, let's say you herald sideline tower. After that, like when the first tower in the game falls, no matter where, no matter which side, no matter what team, you always swap someone. Okay, you always swap, because if enemy swap and you don't swap, you're fucked. Like they will swap to mid. Like let's say enemy bottom goes to mid, like they will get mid prio faster because they have number advantage, and then they will go here and take vision, and then you can't play. You can never swap back basically. So you go bot. Let's say you herald bot, okay? You get bot tower. You push this wave after that, and you go mid with bot lane. Like if you are already if you're already snowballing these lanes, like mid is snowballing, top is somehow snowballing in this matchup. I don't know. But basically, this game, mid is winning anyway, and bot is winning anyway, so I don't need to herald. Like when you herald, and enemies have to sit on tier 2 instead of tier 1, you are basically making them safer. Like if they have to sit under tier 1 when the tower is up, and you still have Herald, and you can just dive them whenever you want. Basically, this game we can dive them whenever we want. So if I Herald, I'm just making it easier for them. If it's this early, you understand?
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely like definitely a different way of thinking of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't
You
think
get
about it as
a lot more
gold.
pressure from that.
Here I'm just making sure we get prio and the jungle is dark. I'm gonna ping my team to come and get vision and sweep. That's the first step. Like that's how it works basically. Like whenever you're getting prio in the lane, you don't get prio and then hit tower. If you want to hit tower, you get prio, you go vision, and then you hit tower. Always with your team. So if you see someone like getting prio and then hitting tower with no vision, you always ping them. That's what I do. Like I don't give a fuck if they get pissed off. Like that's their problem. Like there's nothing you can do about it. So here, they're super pressured. Like they have zero vision in river. It's crazy, and we still haven't gone for vision. Like the fact that this is warded is already good. You have to walk mid and get mid vision as well, but it's whatever, I guess, since they don't want to. I think Alistair had no wards actually. But yeah, basically my bot is griefing tempo here. He has fucking 2k gold, so he has to base. So it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. So here, since I cannot go bot, my support is base. I just go mid because look at this guy. He's 1 HP. This guy really wants to die. And here, what the fuck? My mid laner died somehow. But anyway, like if we would have killed this guy on mid, if we would have dove him and killed him, I wouldn't herald it. Reason 1, the tower is 2 plates. And he's super hard winning anyway. And it's 12 minutes 30, so I have like 1 minute 30 to place it. So I would rather herald bot in that case. Because like the tower is basically gonna be 1 plate. If we kill him under tower, let's say, and we have a wave, we can just take 1 more plate and it's gonna be 1 plate and it's gonna fall anyway. At some point. So you only herald mid. I mean, usually it's better to herald. Basically, if you can get a whole tower on side lane, you always get a whole tower instead of getting like 2 plates on mid. Okay, that's just like a rule.
So doesn't taking mid tower open up the map more
Yeah,
than
but
silent time?
that's what I said. Like if you can only get 2 plates mid instead of getting a whole tower side, you always get whole tower side.
Okay.
Obviously, it's better to get whole tower mid if you can. Obviously. So mid number 1, unless you can take only 2 plates. You only herald mid for 2 plates if you cannot herald anything else. And side lane tower good always. If mid is gonna fall anyway, easily, like this game. I herald here just because Fizz has no TP and I'm really strong, so I wanna, and I just killed Graves. So if bot lane moves to me, my bot lane will take push and they can never kill me on mid, so they're gonna be stuck in river and we're gonna like bounce pressure after that. Like if they come to me right now, they have to leave bot lane, right? Because enemy AD carry will be alone in bot lane and he cannot touch the wave. So there's nothing bad that can happen here. And I'm getting gold for myself, which is obviously good. After that, someone needs to catch mid, so I just go bot here. Pantheon is coming. This Pike smurfed it, by the way. He blocked my Q. Anyway, I don't stay here and hit plates because it's just a waste of time. Again, like you don't want to
Just base here?
Oh. I think I chase because this guy is here. Yeah, I just press B. After this guy, I just like burn this guy's E and I press B. Because we're not gonna, like, it's not worth chasing here. I have a lot of gold.
If you were like 2800 there, like gold, would you stay to complete item?
How much gold?
2800, 2800.
Yeah, I would stay.
Yeah.
In competitive, it's not good, but in solo queue, it's fine. Like, if you can farm them fast. Now I just start taking 2 camps per side. I mean, 2 camps on one side, and then I invade. See? I'm insta invading. I'm not farming my bot side. Like, Graves can never even think about farming my bot side.
Or if you just sprints to your bot side though, like
Here?
because it's not worded or not. Yeah,
Yeah, but my bot lane
like
shouldn't
if
be
you just
coming on
flips
this
it.
side. That's the thing. Like, my bot lane should not be on this side. We're getting prio on this side. They need to catch this side, so we go other side. That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Like, you get prio in a lane and you move to another lane. You don't get prio in a lane and you move to that lane that you already have prio on. Like, they're pushing bot, so we're going to catch bot anyway right now. So if my Lawi has prio, we shouldn't be overplaying on this. We should be playing on the other side. I mean, in general, you play away from like an Ilawi champions like that draw a lot of pressure and and make the enemies need to commit 2 people for them, because obviously then you have the number advantage on the other side. So you play other side. And now my Alistar is trolling by coming here, and I'm even pinging him not to play here. I just wanted to like check and then go other side. Like, imagine Graves walks here, he sees me on this ward. Where is it? Like on this ward and walks here, and we have fucking Alistar here in this bush, and Kaisa with R. He's dead. And Pantheon up soon. I think he has TP. I'm not sure. Here I ping Alistar. He ignores my ping. Nothing I can do about it. I just play. You know, I just play my game. That's all I can do, really. There's nothing to get, so I'm just farming. Like, I cannot dive mid. I cannot be in time for mid. So, and even if I'm in time, it's flip because I have to hit spear, and I don't know how much vision they have on this side. So it's just flip. And my laners are not threatened by anyone because everyone is top on the 2 guys that are inting. So they're gonna get something anyway. Like, enemies are gonna miss waves, and I'm gonna get farm. And I know that his bot side is not up because he was just there farming. So there's nothing else to do right now than farm. And I just base because here I was thinking about checking for camps, but even if anything is up, I want to be same time as my Alistar on the map. So it's like whatever.
I was wondering if there's a possibility that his Graves bot side, one of them might be up. If you like,
I mean, they
based
shouldn't
on
be.
how fast he rotated to top.
They shouldn't
I
be
couldn't
because
really
look
tell.
here. Yeah, he's just clearing it now.
Oh, okay. You see him. You see him full.
Yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. Cool.
And now we just play for Drake. That's the only thing to play for. Here I'm first, so I can look for something while it's spawning. I put some traps, like I said. Look. I put them where people usually walk, basically. That one, this one was to check if the camp is up, basically. But you can put it here. I like to put them, like, you should be putting them like where people usually walk, where they're more likely to walk than not. Like, here, putting it here is not good because, like, even if Graves is walking to a camp, you don't care about that. You just care if someone is here or not in the bush area, in the entrance.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Prio into the camps to spawn. Not the camps, the Drake. I don't know why this guy's like this. Ilau is trolling really hard. Like, I pinged him to go top. I think even if he like
Yeah, he has TP
he has
too.
TP, so he should just go top in pressure. But anyway, whatever. Like, we don't care about that. Okay, now he ints. Like, usually, since we're already on this side and Nash is spawning, and this guy is gonna be alone on bot, Pantheon is gonna get free push on bot. So when he gets free push on bot, we don't play on bot. We play on top. And this is where probably our lane assignment should have been better, but that's irrelevant. Like, the basic premise is that once you get prio on one side, you don't overplay on that side, unless you have someone like Ilawi. If Ilawi was here pressuring already, we could play on that side. But since he's not, we can help him get pressure by pressuring this side and move to him. Here, I see them pushing this wave, and the tower has bounty, so I'm like, they're for sure gonna go for this. And there's nothing else to get on the map. And I know I win, so. And even if I don't win, like they can't kill me because I have a tower and I have Zonias, and I have flash.
Yeah.
So if they try to play on me, someone is gonna rotate eventually, and I can stall. I know I can stall long. And they're already losing something, so if I prevent them from getting something, it's really good.
One thing I do struggle with is like looking at the map in the middle of a fight. Like I find that's a lot harder to do than like when you're just like PV, you're just hitting camps.
Well, yeah, I mean this just comes with experience. Like you just have to try to do it. This is like anything else that you aren't really doing like routinely, you know, like using F keys. You just have to do it. There's no other way to learn it, you know.
Yeah.
You just have to do it and then get used to
But
it.
do you make a big emphasis to like look at the map as you're fighting?
Um, I mean, it's for sure good. Like here, I was looking for example, like how fast. I mean, these are small things, but small things often matter, right? So this, I'm like playing slow here. Look how I'm playing slow. I'm not insta jumping on this guy or anything, and I'm looking at the map for where anyone could be on my vision. Like I see Pike here, and I see that my Alistair is coming first, so I'm stalling for Alistair right now. This is what I'm playing for.
Like, usually when I don't see the enemy, I kind of just assume they're all like rotating towards like the fight. Like at this
Yeah,
point in the
that's
game.
good. Like if there's a
Yeah.
wave somewhere like this, like the one on bot lane. Look at the bot lane. I mean, let's say this guy was alive. If the wave was like this on bot and he's alive and he's not going there, that means he's somewhere else. That's good that you're thinking like that. Like having prio, like prio is relative to the enemy, to what the enemy does. Let me fucking stop my fan because I'm cold as fuck. Prio means like you only have prio even if you have push, like even if you push the enemy wave, if your mid laner gets prio, like if he pushes the enemy wave and your wave is crashing under tower, if he's not catching it, you don't have prio. He needs to be
He's
catching
not
it.
catching it.
Yeah, like when you have prio, basically, like this has happened to me a million times, even in scrims. When I play, like we have prio, but enemies are like dropping 2 creeps to see if maybe we're walking in too early in a bush. Like here, let's say we have mid prio, okay? And the wave is crashing, and someone is waiting here, like mid laner, I don't know, whatever champion, it doesn't matter. Basically, 2 people are waiting here, and they're seeing if I invade too early before I check that anyone is catching mid. Like you
Mhm.
still have to be cautious of these things, even if on paper you have prio, right? So yeah, definitely good to like check the map always. You need to try at least. Like that's how you get better, right? You try things and you get used to them. You try and look at the map more. Like slowly but surely it's gonna you're gonna get used to it because that's how I was. Like I was struggling to look at the map. Definitely a big difference, like for sure. Like I was playing jungle without looking at my lanes. Like that's how shit I was before. And I was playing with no F keys, and I started just forcing myself to use F keys. Like I was using excuses like, "Oh, my fingers aren't long enough" and shit like that. Like that's fucking bullshit. Just do it.
I felt like it was straining my eyes, like trying to look at the fucking mini map in the middle of like throwing a spear and like doing a combo on somebody. You know, it's
I mean, you don't have to be like that's like extreme. You shouldn't be doing
yeah,
that. Like that's like, you're griefing yourself. But
yeah.
like my eyes here. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna point to where my eyes are. Okay, with my mouse. Here, I hit spear. I check. No one there. Okay, I move forward. I check. I throw spear and I check because there's nothing I can do after. There's nothing to do after that. I throw spear. I check. But that's like you have to be used to it, obviously. But you need to try. You know.
Yeah. Using
Here,
that like small
I
idle
check.
time to
Again, I check. They use their spells. I'm not threatened. I check. Like here. Wait. Here. Here. I check. I see Pike. I see Alistar. I run. I check again. And now we're just here. So. You see how I'm more often in enemy jungler than in enemy jungle than my jungle.
yeah. Oh, those camps are pretty much worth like double, right? Because you're denying
Yeah, yeah,
that gold
yeah.
XP.
Here I hold my jump. I think I overplayed. Yeah, for sure. No, I greeded super hard here. Like I was testing limits. I wanted to press Zonia like super last second. But I just couldn't. Because the pike ult is broken, I guess. But yeah, I'm just testing limits here. I'm checking map again. Like, I throw spear. I'm checking map here. You see how I move back? Like, when I click back, I check map.
Here, it just feels like that team would be behind it because they're like
Yeah,
off the
it's
map.
obvious. It's
Yeah,
obvious, yeah.
obvious. Yeah.
But I know I can just run away if I want to, because I'm super fast. Like, I have 10 stacks on Magi, and I have Lich Bane. Like, I'm super fast. And I hit Q on him. Like, Nidalee is just one of those champions that you can adapt faster and better than other champs. And easier. Because of how mobile you are. My team overplay again, but that's life. We don't care about this Draker. I think it's second or maybe third, but it doesn't matter because it's first for them, and we can get Nash in like 3 seconds. So I just like put Herald
With
bot
Kaisa, yeah.
for Lawi. Not even because of Kaisa. It's just like we're so ahead in items. Like everyone has like 3 items at 20 minutes, so we can just rush it.
So even if you had like Jin here,
yeah. Even if I had Jin, I would still play Nash. If he was 3 items, you know.
that makes sense.
And we are so ahead of them in levels that if they come fight us while we are tanking Nash, we stomp them anyway. So I just put Herald on bot for Ilawi for extra pressure, and like basically they have to send 2 normally for him to kill him, and now they have to send even more. So, and this guy's contesting an illegal wave when we have number advantage on the stop wave. So, and we haven't set up vision yet enough. So we have some time to do something, and this guy is just a free kill. So, and now I see Graves on bot side, so I'm like, this shit is free. Like, Ilawi shouldn't be contesting him because we don't really care about this Drake anyway. Like, Ilawi should just be pushing. He's like letting him kill the Herald for free. He could literally end the game, by the way, here. 2 people dead. But yeah, just take Nash. And we insta-go bot side to match them. I wanted to base here, but like this Graves was just... He kept contesting. Like, I was checking if he was gonna run away after we got Nash, but he didn't run away. Look how he's playing. He's like attacking him, you know? So I'm like, I'm gonna move. Because probably the enemies are gonna move too, if he's fighting like this. This Drake is bad, by the way. Don't do this.
Oh yeah, with Baron, rather just
Yeah.
Baron the waves.
You're
Yeah.
basically like playing 1 wave later when enemies cannot take Drake. Unless it's soul,
Yeah.
then it's fine. If it's soul, it's fine. You have no...
That's a mistake I don't do anymore.
Yeah, you just have no reason to take this Drake here. No one is gonna take it. It's not gonna run away. And when you have Nash, by the way, don't jump in unless you really need to. Like, I don't need to do anything here. Like, basically, when you have Nash, this is like invading, okay? When you have number advantage. You invade with number is the same thing as this invade, literally. The same thing, the Nash, okay? Like here, you take their shit in their face, and if they want to die, they will die. They will jump on you, but they have to do something here. You don't have to do something, because this camp is granted to you. Because you have prios and people moving. So you don't have to do anything. This camp is already yours. So if this guy wants to die, let him die, you know? Like, let him move in on you and you kill him. But if he doesn't want to die, just don't try to kill him. Because, like we said, he doesn't... if he wants to not die, he will not die, okay? This is the same thing
What if
with
they
this.
have like for the Baron specifically? What if they have like some insane wave clear? Like I guess the tower will still go, but like it's
Well,
slower.
this is why you need a pressure point elsewhere when you're pushing a tower with Nash. You need to have 2 waves crashing. This is why you match waves, but it's like yeah, you match waves. This is like
You
the
prefer
optimal play.
3 lanes?
No.
3 lanes,
3
or do
lanes
you
is
just
never
2?
good unless enemy has 0 engage. 3 lanes is only good when they have no engage. Otherwise, you just play 2 lanes. It doesn't matter.
Good?
Like, okay, the perfect play here would be base. We let them take the Drake. We base because this guy's pressuring. So while this guy's pressuring, they need to go bot and stop him from pressuring. And then meanwhile they're going bot, we are pushing next top wave, which they should fix this one. Yeah, we need to base, go top, push this wave, make them answer, and while they're answering, we're already in mid lane pushing the next mid wave, and someone is like, whoever is top just kills the wave and goes mid, okay? And no one goes top anymore. Because if they go to push the next wave on top, you're already gonna be here. So you don't care if they get this shit. Like tier 1 top is useless. You don't care if you're taking tier 2 or tier 3. Basically, but yeah, you go push top and you move to mid, and now you're playing 1-4. One person is pushing mid, the guy who can rotate the fastest, in this case Pantheon. He's pushing solo mid wave, and you need to try to match the waves, because if you're asking about if they have wave clear, like if they have wave clear, you're gonna be pushing the two waves at the same time. So even if they have double wave clear, like I don't know, Zig Zerath, which will never happen by the way, if one is mid and one is bot, the tower is gonna fall eventually anyway if you keep matching the waves. Like you don't need to do anything. The waves are just gonna kill the tower eventually, okay? So here, if we match waves, doesn't matter. Like we need to match waves, by the way. Like here, how we match waves is basically we don't push this bot wave until this next mid wave is here. Because we push too fast, and that's why we couldn't match. But yeah, basically you don't need to do anything. You just go and you slowly take the tower, and enemies will jump on you because they have to, because otherwise they're gonna lose the tower. And then you kill them when they want to die. They don't want to die right now, right? But you're taking towers, so you don't care if they die or not.
It's mostly up to your laners how the waves are timed, right? Because if they just push randomly, then
well, yeah, but
it
you
might
can
not be.
communicate that. Again, you can just
Yeah,
communicate that with pings or with
yeah,
chat. And if they don't do it, well, that's life. What can you do otherwise?
yeah, yeah.
And someone should be hitting mid here. Kai'Sa is moving. Okay, she realized, but you know, like nobody is defending mid, and they're not defending this because it's dead already. So he doesn't need to move to us. He can just hit the mid. But he realized in time.
Yeah, here I
Now,
might be thinking about like farming some free kills for KDA because we're so ahead.
well, are you playing to win and to improve, or are you playing to have a good KDA? Right? Like it just
And,
depends what we're playing for.
what about both? What about
Well, it's already good enough, no?
yeah?
Small wins, small wins. Now my team is doing exactly what I explained not to do, because we don't need to kill them here. Because they lost their fucking entire base. And who cares if they're alive if their nexus is exploding in 2 seconds? Like, they don't need to fight them here, you know? They could just move to the inhib, take the inhib, we base, we go top, and now they have fucking 10 super waves pushing in their base on this side while we are pushing this side. So, you know, there's nothing they can do about it after that.
Yeah, you just win by doing nothing.
Yeah, literally, that's what happens when you have Nash. You win by doing nothing. You go and you stand next to the wave and you hold the minion's hands, and the nexus explodes. If you do it properly, obviously. But even if it was bad what we did, we are just winning because we are ahead. Even though that's not good enough of a reason to do it. Just because you're ahead doesn't mean you shouldn't play incorrectly. And yeah. Let me see what I can write down. Okay. Anything you want me to write down that I forgot?
The Herald bouncing concept.
Okay. Okay. 1 sec. Let me just think about how to phrase it.
You have odds up, right?
Yeah,
On
I
your
will.
stream.
I'm gonna upload them, yeah, after the stream.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of knowledge in that one, and I could look back at.
I'm just gonna write like everything about Herald, okay?
Yeah, just basic, just
Okay.
so I remember.
Let me see, is that all? Okay, there's more. Okay, I think that's all.
Yeah, that looks very detailed. I see an issue. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. I got you. Let me copy it and send it to you now. Okay, I have another session in like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna chill a bit. I think we're done. You can ask me anything like anytime. I'm gonna answer you. If you have any questions or like any progress updates you wanna give me, feel free.
Yeah, I think last split I was like one game off challenger, so I'm gonna try harder this split maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of quit the game because like I got super triggered that I was a one game off child and I didn't get it, so I just quit. But
I
try
mean,
again.
what matters? Like, look at my account, by the way. Like, I'm challenger for how many years? 5 years now, I think, and I'm fucking piss low right now. But like, I know I'm playing correctly. Like, that's all you like. Remember, like, all you can do. Like, you need to control the variables that you can control. That's all that matters. If you, you need to just focus on applying these concepts that I told you about, and like actually, like genuinely think about, regardless of winning or losing, like, am I doing these things correctly? And then you can think about like whatever, like winning or climbing, whatever you want. um yeah, like that's just the most important thing. Like, if you know, I know I'm playing correctly, like even if and I know also when I'm not playing correctly, I know that as well. Like, I realize that, and I have no
Yeah.
one else to be mad at but myself, right?
Do you call those like fundamentals or
Yeah, those are like fundamentals. Most of them, like, this is fundamental. Play 2v2 if you can, like, playing fundamentals is like knowing fundamentals are like the most basic things, right? Like how to play Herald is one of them because that's like a stage of the game. That's like an important big stage of the game that you need to know how to play, right? Like it's inevitable. It's an inevitable stage. Like something that's inevitable, you need to know how to play it, right?
Right.
Playing 2v, like playing for a lane is inevitable, right? Like you have to path to a lane and play around the lane. So that's a fundamental. Like
Yeah.
fundamentals of your champion are also important. Like for Nidalee, like you have to invade, you have to play aggressive. That's just how you play the champ, because your champ relies on getting a lead and snowballing through that lead because you don't outskill like most of the time. So yeah,
Yeah. No.
just focus on these things and don't really. I know it sounds cliche, but don't really care that much about elo. The elo is gonna come. Like the, like you just spend this like hour and a half of listening to me because you want to improve. Like so you need to like make sure you didn't waste your time doing that, right?
Yeah.
That's just only makes sense. So I think we're about done.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Got you.